From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now all the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is a News 8 Daily 8 for Tuesday, August 31st. So keep the rain gear handy. Rain and storm chances are throughout the day. Moisture from the remnants of Ida is going to help spark some activity at any point during the day. There will be still humidity on the high side. Our coolest afternoon, though, for a couple of weeks, with highs only getting into the upper 70s to low 80s. So that's certainly some good news. And this morning, Afghanistan is in the hands of the Taliban, ending America's longest war. The final U.S. flight and the last soldier have left Kabul. This afternoon, President Biden will address the nation. Within minutes of our troops leaving the country, Taliban fighters were quick to take full control of the airport in Kabul. The Taliban fighters entered into what had been the U.S.-controlled portion of the Kabul airport. Now the Taliban promises security. Meanwhile, there are still Afghans hoping to flee the country. The U.S. military says since August 17th, they evacuated more than 71,000 civilians from Afghanistan. The U.S. departure marks the end of a chaotic and at times bloody exit from the United States' longest war.
Tonight's withdrawal signifies both the end of the military component of the evacuation, but also the end of the nearly 20-year mission that began in Afghanistan shortly after September 11th, 2001. It's a mission that brought Osama bin Laden to a just end, along with many of his al-Qaeda co-conspirators.
President Joe Biden also issued a statement and tweeted that the past 17 days have seen our troops execute the largest airlift in U.S. history. They've done it with unmatched courage, professionalism, and resolve. Now our 20-year military presence in Afghanistan has ended. After American troops left, Taliban leaders spoke from the airport to the people of Afghanistan and said, "This victory belongs to all of us." And the Marine from Indiana killed in last week's attack is remembered this morning as a man who loved his country. A casket carrying the remains of Humberto Sanchez was one of 13 brought home over the weekend. News 8's Camila Fernandez sat down with one family friend grieving the 22-year-old.
Rosa Lozano says she hasn't been able to sleep after 22-year-old Corporal Humberto Sanchez died in a suicide bombing at Afghanistan's Kabul airport. Lozano recalls the times they spent together inside her home in Logansport.
Los entrenamientos que eran un poco pesado.
She says she remembers when he sat down in this kitchen to tell her that his mission wasn't going to be easy. But she says he loved his country and that he wanted to serve. Lozano says her children and Sanchez were like brothers and that they went to school together.
Él tiene mucha amistad también con mis hijos. Con mis hijos, ellos se quieren muchísimo.
She says Sanchez and her children loved each other. Humberto also worked together with Lozano at McDonald's and that she always loved his dimples and his eyes.
Su modo de hablar, su sonrisa.
She says she loved the way he'd talk and that Sanchez would ask her for advice like a son. Then he told her that he was going to join the military. Sanchez was assigned to 2nd Battalion, 1st Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division, 1st Marine Expeditionary Force out of Camp Pendleton, California.
Es un orgullo porque fue una decisión que él tomó.
Even though now his absence leaves a hole in her family, she's proud of Sanchez because it was a decision he made that he was certain about. Camila Fernandez, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
2 people were shot in downtown Indianapolis. Officers were called to East Market Street and North Delaware Street for a person shot overnight. There, officers found the man, and shortly after that, a second person walked into Eskenazi Hospital who'd been shot. Police believe the 2 injuries are related. And another person was wounded in a separate shooting on the city's northwest side. Happened overnight on Georgetown Road near West 62nd Street. This morning, police have not released any information on the victim or possible shooter. And another shooting at 34th Street in Sherman took the life of a woman and wounded a 14-year-old boy. Medics took him to Riley Hospital for Children. It was around 9 o'clock last night. Officials say his injuries are minor. Police tell us the victims were found inside a car that then crashed into a utility pole.
Is that it appears that the shooting occurred in the intersection just south of 34th Street on Sherman Drive. It appears that an individual or individuals in another vehicle fired into her car.
The teenager is the 11th child injured in shootings in Indianapolis since July 31st. Before that, a 3-year-old is recovering from being hit by a stray bullet at a different scene. Someone fired the shots near 34th and Richard Avenue on the east side. Police say the child has been treated for non-life-threatening injuries and released from the hospital. Indianapolis Public Schools are putting more COVID-19 restrictions in place. According to the district, starting September 8th, visitors can now only come to the school after making an appointment. Fewer students will be allowed in elementary and middle school cafeterias at one time, and masks will now be worn in choir. The district superintendent made the announcement in a video on social media.
The unfortunate reality is that these are numbers that will only continue to grow if we, the collective we, don't increase the actions we're taking.
Dr. Alicia Johnson says the district also plans to host more vaccination clinics. According to the latest numbers from the state health department, 4,214 new cases of COVID-19 were reported in students between August 23rd and 27th. 1 million people in Louisiana may not have power again for weeks. When Ida hit, it took out several transmission lines. 2 deaths are blamed on the storm since it hit Sunday as a Category 4 hurricane. Louisiana's governor is predicting more tragic discoveries as crews get into communities.
Robust search and rescue is happening right now, and I fully expect that death count will go up considerably.
Today, parts of the state are facing severe flooding. First responders say they're struggling to access some of the hardest hit areas because of debris and standing water. Some people are taking rescue efforts into their own hands.
A couple of people behind me have a lot of friends and family out there, so I got a fairly decent-sized boat, so if I can get a couple people to ride with me, we'll check on everyone once we get out there.
Much of Louisiana will also be under a heat advisory today. Temps could feel like they're in the triple digits. New charges are filed in the death of an 11-month-old girl from northern Indiana. The man left to watch Mercedes Lane is now charged with murder. Prosecutors say the girl's parents left her with Justin Miller so they could have a break. Both the mother and father are charged with neglect. An autopsy determined Lane died of blunt force injuries to the head. Her body was left in a wooded area of Stark County earlier this month. And there is another chance to land a job with the Postal Service. There's a job fair downtown at the Circle City Post Office on Meridian Street. They need mail carriers, assistants, and processing clerks. The fair runs from 11 to 2. Organizers ask that you bring a laptop or other device and a face mask. And today, fresh produce delivered by Mayor Joe Hogshead and the Indianapolis Urban League. The Office of Public Health and Safety is focused on bringing healthy, fresh food to households in need. It's holding a drive-through distribution at the Urban League on Indiana Avenue. It starts at 10 this morning. And you can help spruce up the Martindale-Brightwood neighborhood today. It's a rescheduled event. Severe weather postponed the original plans. Volunteers will walk through the streets from 9 to 12:30, picking up trash. The department asks everyone to meet at Washington Park Family Center on East 30th Street. They'll provide cleaning supplies and water. Face masks are encouraged. And an unlucky turn for the Colts. Quarterback Carson Wentz has been sidelined again. This time, he, along with starting center Ryan Kelly and wide receiver Zach Pascal, are all considered high-risk, close contacts, according to multiple reports. Yesterday's announcement came ahead of what was supposed to be the first time Wentz was going to go through full team reps since his foot surgery. If all test negative and don't have any symptoms, all 3 players would be eligible to return in the next 5 days. And the COVID-19 exposure is not the only thing going against the Colts. We're learning how the team's working to fill the gap left by T.Y. Hilton's neck injury. Our Olivia Ray went to practice yesterday to find out what's next.
Obviously, losing T.Y. is a huge loss.
You know, him missing games, all right, that's an obvious big blow.
The cherry on top of the Colts' preseason of misfortune. T.Y. Hilton now out indefinitely with a neck injury. So what do you say when your team is struck again by bad luck?
That I love you, buddy, you know, and that he's going to be all right. You know, T.Y. is as tough as they come, and he's going to put the work in and get right. He's promised us that.
It's just unfortunate. I had said several times to Chris, I really thought T.Y. was looking as good this training camp as I've seen him. He looked as fast as ever. Even in the short time that he and Carson worked together, I could tell instant connection.
If the Colts have 2 weeks to go before the season opener and are forced to take their top target out of the equation, what's their new victory formula? Well, this word problem doesn't have a simple solution, but more of a deep wide receiver room that claims they're ready to be tested.
We have depth at that position. with Ashton healthy, with Mike Strawn. ZP is going to be ready to go. Paris looked good this training camp, so we got plenty of weapons.
I think you used the word opportunity. Obviously, we're all aware of the loss. We all feel for T.Y., but it's definitely an opportunity. It's definitely an opportunity for young guys to step up and make plays.
Frank and Chris and our staff has done such a great job is that we have so many guys that can help us out, and we spread the ball around so much. It's tough, but I don't think that record indicates what this team this year in 2021 is about.
That record Doyle's referencing, the Colts 1 win and 9 losses when T.Y. is not on the field. Olivia Ray, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
And to business headlines, Labor Day gasoline will be the most expensive since 2014. Hurricane Ida is to blame. A jump to $3.18 a gallon, seen ahead of traditional end of summer. Airline stocks like Texas-based American and Southwest lost ground. The European Union recommended that member countries reinstate a ban on non-essential travel to the U.S. due to COVID-19. Europe says it may start requiring quarantines and more testing for Americans to travel there. Robinhood stock tanks as the government regulator of the stock market says it may ban profiting from order flow. Order flow is how Robinhood makes money since it charges no commissions. Robinhood said it would adapt if the ban goes into effect. PayPal is exploring a stock trading platform for U.S. customers that would let them trade individual stocks. The move comes amid a retail trading boom that brought millions of new investors into the stock market, along with more regulatory scrutiny for some brokerage firms. About 85 million U.S. families own a pet, according to the American Pet Products Association's 2019-2020 National Pet Owners Survey. That figure is up 56% from 1998, when the survey was first conducted. The North American Pet Association says Americans spent nearly $2 billion on their pets in 2019. Annual expenditures for dog accidents and illnesses came to $594 million. For cats, it's $341. This has been your News 8 Daily for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway. Online at wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.